Greetings and salutations to all. Louis, si vous voyez cette vidéo, je remercie de votre travail. J'espère que vous allez bien. Enfin, de toute façon, anyway, yes, this is a video about a gentleman that goes by the name of Louis Marco. Many of you might know him as someone who primarily is a commentator, a YouTube commentator in the fitness arena, in the fitness sector. And that's how I originally came to know him, because even though I've been pretty lax in going to the gym and my diet in recent times, I've been going to the gym off and on for eons, and I do it when I'm interested in doing it because I enjoy it. But anyway, he makes some pretty fun, interesting videos on the fitness or humorous videos in the fitness arena, and he's pretty well known there, and he's pretty mainstream in this regard. That is, in the sense that he's known, and bear this word in mind, mainstream, not in this context synonymous with just shit, but just he's well known. Let me continue. But more importantly, I've been observing Louis Marco on his other channel, Ask Louis Marco, and it's basically what's amounted to a transformation, a metamorphosis gradually over time. Now, most recently, in some of his most recent videos, he's officially declared himself as going his own way, a member of MGTOW. And how doth the heart rejoice at hearing that? But there's a word I'm using here. I'm using the word remarkable. Why am I in the title of this video using this word remarkable? That is the operative word. Now, yeah, he's gone through, by and large, a pretty standard MGTOW process. He's gone from complete blue pillar to, I guess for lack of a better word, purple pillar, and now he's become aware of these things. He recently divorced, Stardust terminology, got a split up with his wife, his girlfriend, whatever, and he dropped out of the corporate rat race. And I'll be posting videos to these videos of his. And so, yeah, I mean, this is a pretty standard MGTOW procedure. And to those of you who've been doing the MGTOW thing for a while, such as myself or others, there's nothing special about that. No offense to Louis Marco. I like him a lot. I'm fond of him. But what's remarkable about this MGTOW transformation is not the transformation itself. It's pretty standard. In fact, I think he's still, to a large degree, clinging to some old ideas about women in this part of the world being different, and he mentions Costa Rica or Philippines and so on, without recognizing that female nature is universal, and it's only the environment that really has any effect on it, and they're the same no matter where you go. Maybe he'll get to that point in time in the future. Maybe he won't. I hope he does. I think he's made a fantastic journey thus far. We'll see. What's remarkable, however, about Louis Marco in this regard, in his MGTOW transformation, is that he's mainstream. He's well known. People know him in the fitness arena, and then here he is openly making videos about going his own way, about calling himself a man going his own way, about his views on gender, and so on and so forth. And already in some of the comment sections of his videos, I see people's feathers being ruffled. This is a good thing. People feeling disconcerted. People just kind of, they don't know what's going on. They think he's obsessed. They think that this is good. He's waking people up. You see, a man in his position, a man with a fairly large number of subs, and particularly a man who has access to a genre of entertainment, and we'll call fitness a genre of entertainment here, such as the bodybuilding community and what have you, which is as blue pill as you can get. He can ruffle some feathers. I mean, he'll get, at the very least, people upset. He'll get people thinking in many cases. I mean, like it or not, Louis, in having made these videos, if you're watching this, and if you're watching this, I salute you. No, just kidding. Well, I do salute you, but you get the joke. You're a symbol. I mean, you are symbolism here. What we've talked about often in the past, Barbaros and I, has been attaining a kind of critical mass. And of course, there have been studies done and shows that the critical mass needs to be such so and so great in order to really get off the ground and I don't have the numbers off the top of my head, so I'm not going to misquote anyone or give false information. But the key to getting critical mass is, Stardust. I'm fringe, for like it or not, and so is Barbarossa, and so we're not going to get that be the people to really hit that critical mass. Someone like Louis Marco, who has said, "Hey, I'm going my own way. I'm done with this marriage shit. I'm done with this relationship shit. I'm done with the corporate rat race and fucking trying to compete with other men for the sake of women and all this shit." He is going to get some people aggravated. He's going to, at the very least, like I said, ruffle feathers. People are going to wake up. People are going to listen, and they're going to try to compute. And some of them are not going to be able to compute it. We all know how it is when you're running around the matrix. Fair enough. But his symbolism is so important in this regard because he has that capacity to touch circles, social circles that I would never have access to, that Barbarossa would never have access to. And this, I think, ultimately is the way that things are going to get off the ground. And this just proves my point of how useless, say, the MRA is, but how useful the MGTOW philosophy and way of doing things is in disseminating information. I mean, how else did Louis Marco come to his own personal conclusions and personal transformation into a man going his own way? Through dissemination of information. I don't know which videos he watched, but he must have watched videos. He must have maybe read some things on forums, and he became aware of it. And now he's doing his own thing, and he seems more happier than ever. He seems more liberated than ever. And people don't get it. There are people in the comment section saying, "No, still need to look for the one, and you still need to do that, and you still need to do this," and for the most part, he doesn't seem to be buying it. That's powerful symbolism. And I can just see as this continues, as he continues essentially his studies into MGTOW, I can see how this is going to continue to ruffle feathers. People are going to continue just, at the very least, being exposed to it. People who would never be exposed to this stuff because they just never would have come, say, across Barbarossa or my channel or whatever, or even Gerweiss What for that matter, not being exposed to it, they're going to be exposed to it vis-a-vis Louis Marco, and this is a good thing. So this guy, or you, if you're watching this, I mean, you have sharing powerful symbolism here, and I think, in a general sense, this is how we're going to achieve critical mass. Men in the mainstream, not only just calling themselves bachelors, and even that seems so temporary and ephemeral. After all, look at George Clooney, who got married. But men in the mainstream, for the most part, and admittedly Louis' minor mainstream, but still, saying, "Hey, look, I'm going my own way. I'm part of MGTOW. This is what this is about. It's all about male sovereignty, reclaiming my right to live, doing things on my own terms." And that, once people who are really well known, start doing this, it's going to be even more remarkable. So the transformation itself isn't all that remarkable. Many of us gone through it. It's the symbolism behind Louis in this case that's remarkable, and that is something that I see as the primary potential for true growth outside of what we call the manosphere, for mainstream growth. It's not going to be a mainstream growth such as it just kind of fits in. It's going to be ruffling feathers. They're going to be, let's say, off the top of my head, this will never happen, but someone of the status of Brad Pitt or Johnny Depp said, "I've been checking this out, and I'm just doing it," and they start speaking out about it. That's the kind of thing that's going to catch on. And once we get that momentum going, outside of a limited number of circles, that at the moment that's what we're limited to. It's a small number of circles. That's going to be incredibly potent, incredibly powerful, and I just see a complete transformative process potential in the future because of that. So that's that symbolism. It's not the process itself. Many of us gone through it. It's just that realization. And he's still the beginning. Louis is still the beginning of his journey. I expect him to continue discovering new things about himself and the world. He's going to discover just how deep the gynocracy or gynocentrism runs, and who knows where he's going to go with it. But all very positive steps for him. But more to the point, all really positive steps for the world at large, for men at large, who are trying to understand themselves, who are trying to understand basically their entire lives why they've gotten a raw deal. And this is just good stuff. This isn't complicated. This is just symbolism, and it's going to push MGTOW out in the mainstream, and that of course carries with it risks of, well, we all know what those risks are, but still, getting the word out, ruffling feathers, when people are mainstream, this is a good thing. We can only hope to see more of it. Anyway, everyone, thanks for watching. And Louis, if you watch this, much appreciated. Merci de regarder ma vidéo. Et, j'espère que vous allez bien. And yeah, I guess we'll talk to each other later. Everyone take care. And remember, symbolism can be quite powerful. Bye-bye.